Brown. The ball across. There's Bailey.
Goal.
Third time's a charm for the Reggae Boy.
So, Reggae Boyz captain Andre Blake did an interview some time ago, and he said that it's not about the best players, about the right players. He got a huge backlash for that. Significant backlash from a lot of the support base. Even when the coach said in regards to player selection, selecting a team, the coach know what he wants. He looks at certain players for certain criterias, but supporters have a different perspective on that. No, I am not here to tell supporters how to support the team, how to feel about supporting the team. I'm not here trying to convince you to look at football in a particular way. You're free to look at football or you want to do, or you really want to look at football. Now, I'm going to present to you some facts. A detailed amount of facts. And this fact is going to exploit the conversation surrounding local players as being the problem. Now, this video is not a video to put up against local versus heritage. That's not the concept of this video. The concept of this video is the amount of blame that has fallen on the back or the shoulders of the local players, and also the amount of neglect that the local players get. I'm going to showcase you that it's not warranted. And it's just a false sense of security when most persons said they want the best squad on the pitch at all time. It's a statement used to shadow, or should I say overshadow, the squad selection, who they want in the squad. That's just a general statement put out there. Now, on top of that, the friendly versus Grenada, that is a perfect example. The reaction to that is a perfect example of how a lot of the supporters view the local players. And I'll say again, this is not as aspect of me telling the supporters how to feel, or to support their or support the Reggae Boyz team, or how to think about the Reggae Boyz team. This is just my, let's call it 2 cents. So welcome back, people, to MG Sports TV. Now, this video is going to give you a myriad of different perspective, different analysis. In the comment section, you will see that I'm not speaking about me, I'm speaking about persons who are going to watch this video. But I just want to make everything clear. This is not a video to put local versus heritage play. This is not that type of video. This video is just to highlight to you guys that the local talent base that every now and then joins the squad, it's not the problem. They aren't the problem. And there is a belief that that particular local player is taking up a spot for someone else that they believe should be in the squad. So I'm just going to highlight to you guys that generally they're not the problem. Anyways, please do hit the like button if you want to. I'm not forced to. If you want to, you might disagree, because sometimes when I not speak things you don't agree with, we not like button. So no problem. Fair enough. If you're here new to the channel and you like and you don't like, no problem. If you don't want to subscribe, if you like, you can subscribe. No problem at all. Anyways, let's get straight to the meat of the matter. I'm going to go to 2 competitions. I'm going to use 2 competitions, and these 2 competitions are like the more prominent competitions that the Reggae Boyz have partake in. That is the 2025 Gold Cup and the 2025 World Cup qualification campaign. I'm going to use those 2 because it don't make sense to use now friendlies, because the friendlies really don't count for anything. I'm going to use games that means a lot. Games that something is on the table. Let's have a look at it. Let's first start with the Gold Cup squad. In the Gold Cup squad, 6 local players were selected. And out of that 6 local squad, basically it's a 24-man squad, 6 were selected. So basically they are 25% of the squad. 25%. Out of the 6 that was selected, only 3 of those players featured in the Gold Cup. And these 3 players are Richard King, Warner Brown, Dwayne Busy Atkinson. 3 games Jamaica play in the World Cup, right? In the squad, we have European players. These are players who play in Europe. We have 14 players who play in Europe. We have 2 players who play in the USL and 2 who plays in the MLS. Damien Lowe and Andre Blake. At that particular point in time. That's the 2025 Gold Cup. Go and check it for yourself. But, and I say again, out of the 6 local players that were part of the squad, only 3 featured. Mention again, Richard King, Warner Brown, Dwayne Busy Atkinson. So we lost 2 games and we drew and we win 1. The first game that we lost was Guatemala. 2 local players featured in that game. That's Richard King and Warner Brown. We lost that game 1-0. Now, 2 players in the squad. I would assume, based off of some people talk, those 2 players bring the squad level way down to the floor. That's how it seems. Then we defeated Guadeloupe 2-1. 3 players featured in that game. Richard King, Warner Brown, Dwayne Busy Atkinson. And again, 2 of those players actually contributed to the win. Warner Brown, Dwayne Busy Atkinson. Warner Brown assists, Dwayne passed to Warner Brown passed to Bailey scored. So then the last game, only one, we lost the game 4-1 versus Panama. 2 players featured again, King and Warner Brown. And the dominance in the squad comprised of 1 MLS players and others of the squad players who are playing in Europe. Remember, Europe is the highest level, Europe is the high standard, and if you are playing in Europe, you have a higher chance to be a better level player than the local players. So, but the problem is, if the squad is predominantly European players, why are we still losing? Let's move away from that. Out of the entire 14 European players, only 1 did not feature in the Gold Cup, and that is Tyrese Campbell. See? Let's move now to the World Cup qualification. This is where it gets serious, because they said that the Gold Cup is just warm-up for the World Cup qualification. Fine, no problem. Let's get into the serious matter. World Cup qualification. And it goes like this. In the World Cup squad, total number of local players, 4. These are players who featured. This is throughout the entirety of the World Cup qualifiers campaign. Only 4 local players featured. These players are Richard King, Dwayne Atkinson, Warner Brown, Joshon Anglin. These are the 4 players that featured throughout the entirety of the World Cup qualifiers campaign. Joshon Anglin, a total of 28 minutes over 2 games. He played versus Trinidad and Tobago, got 13 minutes, and he got 80 minutes versus Curacao. Warner Brown played 5 games, 3 goals, 1 assist. So that's 4 goal contribution in the 5 games that he played in the World Cup qualifiers. Dwayne Atkinson only featured once in the World Cup qualifiers campaign, and that was 9 minutes versus the British Virgin Islands. Only 9 minutes. And Richard King, who played all 8 games. So, look on the numbers. So we have 4 players. 4 players. But yet still, the whole talk is local players are the problem. No, I'm not saying that the European players are the problem either. Or should I say the heritage players are the problem? I'm not saying that. I'm saying we are missing the whole institutional issue here. There's a deeper problem than local or heritage player. There's a deeper rooted problem in the Reggae Boyz team than the local or the heritage player. But the emphasis is only placed on the local players. The question is, why is that so? Why is it that so much emphasis is placed on the local players rather than deeper issues concerning the squad? Now, many might say, boy, the coach was just not good. I can agree with that. I can agree with that. But the question again is, why is it that they consistently fall down on the back of the local players? The team failed to qualify for the World Cup. And only one set of people me here I get beaten. And when you check out the numbers, it just not add up. It just not add up. 6 local players. Should I say just 4? 4 local players. Just 4. Dwayne Atkinson and Jashon Anglin, minutes put together, don't even make 45 minutes played in the entirety of the World Cup qualifiers. Warner Brown and Richard King was contributed significantly in the World Cup qualification process. I can say they have been, in some sense, a main staple in the World Cup qualifiers. But Warner Brown numbers speak for itself. We have other attackers who did not produce this. I don't think any other attacker in the World Cup qualifiers campaign produce these type of numbers. I can't recall. Maybe not. But at the end of the day, still, there's a deeper problem. I'm going to do more research to find out what the problem is. Hopefully, we can find it. But I just think it's full time now to stop this thing about local players not good enough. And local players are the reason why we don't make it to the World Cup. It's time for us to stop the foolishness. It's total madness. Total madness. It just logically, with the evidence presented to you, it doesn't make any sense. Since 2021, Jamaica have integrated 27 heritage players in the national setup. And we have passed through almost 2 qualifying campaigns during that same time period. We still haven't make it to the World Cup. And during that same time period, we have more heritage players in the squad, significantly more than that of local players in the squad. We still don't make it. So I'm telling you that there's a deeper problem here than local versus heritage. So the local versus heritage narrative is total crap, total nonsense. And the local players not good enough narrative is total crap as well. Because the squad is not full of local players. It's not. And as you can see, only 4 players featured. And predominantly only 2 got significant minutes. We still didn't make it. Everyone else, 95% of the squad who played in the World Cup qualifications are players who are playing in Europe. Premier League, Championship, whatever the case is. So you'd expect them to do significantly better. The entire team underperformed. I guess that's how it is. The blame have to go upon somebody, though. Easiest target, local players. This is not a video to tell you how to think, what you want to believe, or how to believe. I guess that's how it is. Anyways, big up on yourself, people. Smash the like button, hit subscribe button. Outside go. Big up outside. God bless. Enjoy the rest of the day, people. Boom. Know what I mean?